Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Monday morning. It's June 15th and it's 3:38 in the AM. I want to share a bit of KB with you guys. This is a little, I'm going to say, historic context of who I am. It's not often that I share private information, but I figured, what the hell? This is a harmless share to me. Maybe not to other folks, but to me. Here we are in Pride Month, and as I've shared, I'm part of the alphabet community, the LGBTQI, LGBTQIA community. And, I have seen in numerous videos and requests and posts about people who are looking. First of all, I'm getting the visual of Eddie Murphy as Buckwheat singing Whoopin' Panub. Some of you will get the reference. Others of you will have to YouTube what I'm talking about in order to fully appreciate the humor and the comedy of what I just said. Whoopin' Panub. And a lot of you are revisiting, reminiscing about past relationships. A sister that I follow just recently posted about her ex still trying to reach out. Yeah. So you have those two magic letters in front of your name for a reason. And that's to everybody who's reminiscing. Either you have the letters or somebody else has that EX. Okay? And in doing the videos, in watching the videos, I started reminiscing. But I ain't going back. I just start thinking about all the things that have shaped me and my perspective and led me to this ripe old age. I remember when I came out, not that there was any kind of formal recognition, that it's more that my friends, the majority of whom were straight, discovered. So like I said, it was no big ta-da, here I am. I have always been. And the kids who I grew up with will tell you I have always been tomboyish. Yeah. I knew I was gay. I didn't have the language for it, but I'll say I knew I was different at the age of 5. So that's how far back I go. Okay. Told you I'm reminiscing. Then I thought about my first, I won't say, female love. And I don't even know if you could call it love. Lust, like, connection. That individual died at a ripe old age of 37. Don't know if they were unhappy with the lifestyle or just unhappy with life in general, but had a drinking problem and drank themselves to death at the age of 30 something or rather. Can't remember if it was 35 or 37, but young. Second individual, man, I ran into them some years back. I want to say maybe 8 or 9 years back. We had long since broken up because they cheated, wouldn't acknowledge it at all. See, when you entertain conversation and keep company while still in a relationship, that is cheating. I don't know what you call it, but hey, like I said, I ran into them. They worked near where I worked and wanted to have lunch, and I was like, cool, no problem. You don't really have an impact in my life at this point. All these years later, they're good and married, have a grown child in college, and you're still messing with the same fool that you cheated on me with in your marriage. Well, I told them I don't want anything to do with them, and it's not that. We're friends. No, you're not. Based on the conversation that you're having with me, this person is the third person in your marriage. That was the one time and only time that I had a conversation with that individual, because you're still entertaining the same lie. I ain't got no time for that. Then there was my partner, 14 years. There was some infidelity on their part. We managed to work through that. It was a hard work through, and I don't think it was ever fully resolved, but we managed to hang in there. They got sick. I urged them to move back to be near family. That took some convincing. That was some hard work, knowing that, hey, we need to separate, because I don't want you to be chronically ill and me having to tell your family, who is not at all recognizing your sexuality. So, that was one of those hard separations, but necessary separations. And I know some of you are going to have all kinds of conversation about that, but I want to say the relationship was fractured with the infidelity, and although I still, and they still loved, it was going to be more and more difficult maintaining. So they moved to be near their folks and eventually passed away after 14 years of togetherness. Yeah, so I've had 2 partners that pass away. And I've dated a couple of times since then, but I have not found anybody that I want to spend any length of time with. I thought I did at one point. Individual was, what I saw in that individual was amazing until it wasn't. And what I saw in that individual was what they wanted me to see, and also what I wanted to see, and it was all smoke and mirrors. I don't use DSM-5 diagnostic codes lightly. I rarely use them at all. I address patterns and behaviors, and I learned that, I follow somebody that does the exact same thing, as opposed to just assigning a diagnosis, but you get the picture. This person was a true narcissist, and I understand why I understand the trauma history. But I don't understand why they continue to partially seek help and then abandon, or declare themselves healed and continue to do the exact same thing to different people. When you read that a narcissist needs a new energy source in order to stay, I'm gonna say whole and wholesome, and healthy, you'll recognize the behavior patterns. It's like a vampire that constantly needs that blood. Yeah, and baby, I'm cool. I'm self-contained. I'm okay. I got my stuff, and I will tell you my stuff. Matter of fact, I tell you my stuff on a regular basis. But I don't want, nope, no way, no how. Okay, so there you have a little itty-bitty glimpse into my history and my flying solo.